Hey everybody, Chris Hayre with you on the Backstage Chargers podcast presented by Toyota. My guest this week is linebacker Denzel Perryman. It was a great conversation with Denzel. We discuss his return to the Chargers and why it's been such an emotional week. Denzel also discusses the importance of leadership and embracing the ASAP mantra. Plus, he has some thoughts on his new teammate and fellow linebacker Thomas Davis. Well, ladies and gentlemen, he's back. Denzel Perryman joins me on the Backstage Chargers podcast presented by Toyota. Denzel, how does it feel, my man?
Man, it feels great, man. Like we were just talking before, man. It was an emotional week, emotional weekend. But, to be back here, be back in the building, know I'll be here for 2 years, man. It feels great.
This is a place where you kind of grew up in terms of your NFL career.
Yeah.
So to be back with a team, 12-4 season, they win a playoff game. Yeah. Unfortunately, you weren't a big part of it at the end of the year, but at the beginning of the year, man, you guys were humming. What does it mean just to be back with the coaches, your teammates, and just this building in general?
Yeah, man, it means a lot. Like you say, I wasn't there on the back end, but, I was there, when we started, to rise up like that, man. And I'm glad they brought me back, because I told Coach Lynn, before they even went off to the combine, I told him, this is my defense.
Yeah.
This is my defense.
Unfinished business.
Yeah, this is my defense, We heading in the right direction, and I told him I'm trying to be here for the long haul. I was here when we started, and, when it's all said and done at the end, I want to be up there holding the trophy too.
Yep. Well, 9 starts this year. Team was 7-2 in those games. They allowed just 16.1 points per game, man. So there's a lot of talented guys on this defense, but you're one of the heart and souls of this team. To get back into this D, knowing what you've seen, especially from some of the young guys, it's got to be exciting for you.
Yeah, man, it's really exciting, man. Like when I went down, guys stepped up, AP stepped up, JB stepped up, Duran stepped up, everybody stepped up, man. And just to have that, that energy of how can I word this the right way? Just to see, everybody stepping up, the younger guys, the older guys, everybody in general on the defense just stepping up, just goes to show, what's about to happen. I mean, we got some great additions, we just added TD.
Yeah, we'll talk about him. Yeah. We'll talk about him because he's almost like the Phillip Rivers of the defense in terms of experience.
Yeah, 15 years.
Yeah.
But, I mean, with the stats as far as me being on the field and off the field, I really didn't know that until, Coach Lynn told me that. I really never paid attention to that type of stuff, but I don't let that get in the way of my grind or the way I approach it.
It shouldn't. It shouldn't. Yeah. But it's all about wins at the end of the day, man. It's not about tackles. But tackles will help.
Yeah, exactly. It's not about me at the end of the day. It's about the defense. About the, like you said, the win.
But that did stand out to me, Denzel. 16.1 points per game. That's not a lot of points that this defense allowed, and you were a big part of that. I think maybe silver lining to some of the injuries that this team had, as you mentioned, some of the other guys were able to step up. Yeah. When you were watching that Baltimore game and you saw the 7 DBs get trotted out there, what were you thinking? I know you wanted to be on the field.
Yeah, man, I was at least put one linebacker out there. Let me see one of my guys out there, man. But
it was strategy, but it was also by necessity too, right?
Oh man, just to see those guys out there playing like linebackers, okay, I see Jalil, I see AP, I see DJ, it was exciting to watch. It was exciting to watch, man.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they got a taste of what it feels like to play linebacker, though.
A little bruising, right?
Yeah.
We were just talking about this free agency process. How important was it for you just to get it over with and come back to the place that you wanted to be with from jump and not have to worry about visits, not have to worry about moving family, learning a new system, all that stuff?
Oh, man, all that played a major role in, what was going to happen. I'm glad I stayed here. Told my agent, I really didn't want to test the market, because what if somebody would offer me, something different and, I to hit the market and, all of a sudden, Charles not interested anymore because they picked up somebody else,
Yeah.
So it was a lot of things, that was up in there. Me and my agent talked about it. Me and my family talked about it most definitely. And, at the end of the day, I'm right where I wanted to be.
I'm watching the last 48 hours of just this madness going around the league, the trades and some of the guys going to different teams. I think there's something to be said, though, about staying with a team, not only being familiar with your teammates, but I think it's rare for players to have the same coaches. I mean, you're going to have Coach Lynn, third straight year, Gus Bradley, just everybody, Coach Smith, everybody that you're familiar with. Turnover, I think for some of these free agents, they're going to realize, hey, this isn't the same system I'm used to. I have a lot to adjust to this offseason.
And that's like I said, man, that just comes down to, just conversation within, yourself and your family. Like you just said, do I want to go to a new system? I got to learn a new system. I have to get good with the coaches. I got to get with the players.
You got to move.
Yeah,
out of Southern California, man.
It's a whole, it's what I'm saying, it's a big deal, man. It's a big deal. But I can't say I did have a conversation with, Coach Smith. And, he said some things in that meeting that, it really, helped me, make my decision. And like I said, I went back home, talked to my family about the same thing. And, it's the same message that Coach Smith gave me, Coach Lynn, everybody.
It's good to be wanted, right?
Oh, my goodness.
But I'm serious. Like, when you have those conversations with Coach Smith and Coach Lynn, they know how important you are to what they're trying to build here in year 3. And the fact that they were able to get to the divisionals without some key pieces like yourself, what does that say about where this team can go, Denzel?
Man, like I always say, man, just stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Just stay tuned. I don't want to toot our horns or, give us too much credit, but, we see what it is. Like, it's on tape.
It's on tape.
Yeah,
and I think that's the most important thing is this team, you had that ASAP mantra all year. Yeah. And I tell you, man, that was real.
King Mill.
but that was real. Did you guys rally around that?
Yeah, I mean, I was at home, yelling at the phone with him. Yeah, any squad, any place, we'll pull up on you,
Yeah.
We'll pull up on your beat,
Yeah.
I was there with it.
Yeah.
I mean, but I'm pretty sure, when he said that for the first time, and we backed him up, and now that's what it is, ASAP.
It was a rallying cry.
Yeah, now it's just ASAP.
I tell you, you look at December, those wins in Kansas City and Pittsburgh and then beating Baltimore. That's the type of stuff that builds character, that builds experience for a team with a lot of young players on defense. And that can just carry over, I believe, into 2019.
Yeah, I mean, I make sound like an old man or something. I try to sound like an old man, but like 2 years ago, man, like those type games, like we wasn't winning those games, man. But like you said, to see it now, like younger guys, they're more in tune with it. Got older guys, trying to bring along the younger guys, and like you say, that builds the team, man. To get those kind of wins like those, that crucial moments, just like Baltimore, young guy Chenna came around the corner,
stepped
made
up,
the play, sealed the game.
When you have a guy like that, a rookie, getting valuable reps, even like Justin Jones started that game as a rookie. So again, they're coming into year 2, knowing what to expect in the postseason, and that's something that typically doesn't happen with certain teams. But let's talk about this linebacking group. Before we get to Thomas Davis, just your thoughts on what Jatavis was able to do this year, and then what Kaiser was able to do at the beginning of the year. Because similar to you, he won that starting job, wasn't able to finish the season. But I was just watching some tape of you guys the first 4 weeks. I mean, Kaiser looks like the real deal next to you. So just what do you think of this linebacking core? And then you add Thomas Davis.
Yeah. Man, this linebacker core, man, it's going to be a lot of competition. Like, I'm really interested to see, the lineup, at the end of this. It's a lot of talent in the room, like you said, at first, it was me and K. White, then it was me and JB, then I went down, K. White went down first, so it was me and JB. So, we stepped up. I mean, me and JB got history, from previous years. And, I went down, so it was just JB in there, Then we brought AP down in the box, and, JB went down. So it was like, we literally just had like a history of guys just going down, man. But to have TD in the room now, a guy, like you said, he's like going to be the Phillip Rivers now of the defense.
He will be. Year 15. He's going to year 15
exactly,
too.
So he's going to be the Phillip Rivers of the defense, man. And, I'm excited for him to get in here, so, I can pick his brain, see, the things that he see, get his, take on, just football in general.
Yeah. You're in the locker room, so you're the best person to ask. When you have guys like that, like when Gates comes back, even though he may not be the Antonio Gates of 10 years ago, how important is it to have that experience, guys that you can lean on for just knowledge about the game, life outside the game, preparing for games? How important is that for young guys and even guys like yourself going into fifth year?
It's real important, man. Because I remember when I first got in, I think the first guy I got with, I ain't gonna say I think, the first guy I got with was Manti and Corey. Those were the two guys, that introduced me to the league. How to take care of your body, how things work. about meetings and being on time, and like how to carry yourself around, the facility.
That's important because we know the lifespan in the NFL is not long, and it's the little things like that if you don't pick up on, if you don't execute on early in your career, you can be out of the league.
Yeah, because I remember going back to my rookie year. I remember like my college was playing in their bowl game, and we still had like 4 or 5 games left. I'm like, yo, like my body's done.
Hit that wall.
Yeah, like hit the rookie wall, man. And like you said, but to come in as a rookie. I mean, I'm not a rookie now, but, for rookies that's going to come in, they're going to see Phillip Rivers, the Antonio Gates, the TDs, the Mel Ingrams, the Brandon Ebanks, Casey Hayward. I'm thinking about, older guys, Mike Pouncey. You need that. Like you said, you want to hear those off the field experiences.
It's that blend of old and young that I think really could carry the day, right? Because you can even learn things from young guys, man. I tell you, I thought Derwin came in and handled himself like a veteran right from jump, and just his play on the field, it's just like, all right, this isn't a rookie player, man. This is a pro off the bat.
Nah, man, I gave a comment the other day about that. I mean, even though he went to Florida State, we family now.
There's a little bit of a rivalry there.
Yeah, I knew DJ was just a natural born leader, man. I remember this like it was yesterday. Phil, brought the team up. At the end of practice, Phil said we had to say, usually when Phil say something, that was it. Durham, he stepped up like, hey, Phil, could I say something real quick? He was talking to the defense. I'm like, just sitting back. I'm like, I've never done that. Not my rookie year. I'm still trying to earn my stripes. That's, that was my thing my rookie year. Even though I was making plays, but I never stepped up, in a huddle like that. But that was like I seen him like, okay, he's a natural born leader.
He's a different dude.
Yeah,
I mean, like we've talked about even people outside this one, talking heads, national media. You always talk about Sean Taylor, and Sean Taylor from the U, and I worked for the Redskins when Sean Taylor was there from 04 to 06. I don't know if you'll ever see a player like him, but Derwin makes plays that remind me of what Sean Taylor used to do.
Yeah, but Sean Taylor, like I said, it ain't a you in Florida State thing, DJ. If you watch this, it is not a you in Florida State thing, but Sean T is Sean T.
Number 21. First of all, okay, all right, we're taping this, but if you're listening to the audio version, my man Denzel looks like he's in week 1 shape. Like, I feel like if Sunday we had a game, you'd be ready to rock, man.
Listen, man, ever since I got cleared to put pressure on my foot and on my leg, man, I've been at it.
Man, so tell me about the off season. What's been going on?
So off season, man, it's just been trying to get my leg stronger, trying to get my leg back right. First couple weeks out of surgery, I ain't say first couple months out of surgery, I couldn't put pressure on my leg. So I lost a lot of weight. I'm down to 220 right now.
I asked you, I said, how you feeling health-wise? You said A1 like the steak sauce.
A1 like steak sauce, man. Like I feel like I can run, I can run all day. My weight's low right now, but I'm strong for like my 220 right now.
That's great.
Like, my strength hasn't gone anywhere. I'm
telling you, man, game shape. You look like game shape already.
Like I said, I'm ready to go.
But this is what it is now. It's not like you get into shape during OTAs and training camp. You got to get in shape to get to OTAs.
Right now.
Because if you're not in shape, a few guys let you know about it in the building, right?
Yeah, you can't wait the week before. Don't get me wrong, I've done this before. You can't wait like 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Before you got to report back to start running. Now is the time. Like I said, I've been working out maybe like 2-3 months now. So,
you said that this process, just come back to the Chargers, was emotional for you. Why was this so emotional for you in terms of just Miami, just the love of the game? You playing football your whole life, but to come back on a second deal with the Chargers.
Yeah, I got emotional. Like I said, I've hurt 2 seasons back-to-back. Season-ending injuries. Couldn't finish the season. That was like my biggest knock. He hasn't played a complete season yet, so I'm like, I wonder if all this stuff, gonna play in a role. They may want to bring me back, they may not want to bring me back. So that was my thought process, before, we even got the deal done, before we even started talking. And I talked to my agent, he was like, they're going to send a deal over. They sent a deal over. We sent a counter offer. And, we had a negotiation going on. And my agent was like, how, like, what will keep you here? We talked and, the numbers got right. And, the fact that they were able to make it work, for me to stay here, that's not, it got emotional. Like, okay, even though I haven't played, a full season yet, or, I haven't, completed, full season and whatnot, they still willing to bring me back, and.
But see, that's a testament to your work ethic, though, because we see the 60 minutes as fans. We see that on Sundays, but the coaches and your teammates and how much you put in during the week, right? Monday through Saturday before a 60-minute game on Sunday, man. So that's a testament to your work ethic.
Yeah, man, that's what I said, man. It was just emotional period, man. Like, a lot of people don't even get to a second contract, especially, with injuries, because the best stability is availability. And like I said, for the past 2 years, I ain't had that availability. So.
Well, that's a good segue into my last question. Your goals personally and for the team going into this offseason is what?
Obviously to complete a full season. But, be more of like now, it's go time. It's time for me to be more of a leader, instead of me just sitting back like, nah, I ain't gonna say nothing, just be that leader, don't lead just by example, be that vocal leader.
Yeah.
And I feel like more I have to step up, just being that. Just be that leader.
Well, I think you will. I got a sneaky suspicion you will, man. We're pumped to have you back. I know the fans are too. And we'll see what happens here over the next few days. You may have some new teammates coming in the building. Yeah. It's going to be exciting 2019, man.
All right, man. Hey, stay tuned like I always say.
And that'll do it for episode 21 of the Backstage Chargers podcast presented by Toyota. A big thanks to Denzel Perryman for joining me. And, of course, thanks to you all for listening. Be sure to download and subscribe Backstage Chargers wherever you listen to podcasts. We also invite you to rate and review both Backstage Chargers and Chargers Weekly on Apple Podcasts. Thanks so much for listening, and until next time, I'm Chris Hayre.